Assalamualaikum and good morning. So my name is Muhammad Yasin Muhammad Sohimi. Matric number UDE 220103. As you can see here on the first page of the slide, we got our member. We have Nabil, we have Radi Yasin, Haikal, Ashraf, and Hanif. Okay, so when we talk about the company we want to invest, so I start searching on the internet about the sector. So I found these two semiconductor sector company. Both, if I'm not mistaken, both company have the headquarters in Malaysia. So first with Unisem. Unisem is well-known international supplier of semiconductor assembly and testing service, meeting of demand, integrate device makers. So Unisem is founded in 1991, and become a major participant in the semiconductor sector with a strong global footprint. So the company itself maintains a strategic geographic presence to service its wide client. As I said earlier, the headquarters is in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So the product have in 3 countries, which is China, Indonesia, and Malaysia. On to the next company, which is Inari Amitron. Also same like Unisem. They also produce semiconductor, but they specialize in providing outsourced semiconductor assembly and testing OSAT or SAT service. So the company found in 2010. The business expand quickly and become among the top competitors in the world's semiconductor market. So what's special about Inari Amitron is the advanced packaging and testing solution for semiconductor, good use for in variety of application, including consumer electronics, automobile, telecommunication, and industrial equipment. While the foundation of Inari Amitron success, it is a dedication to excellence, dependability, and client satisfaction. Because of that, to keep ahead of technical change and industry demand. So the firm made significant investment in research and development to adhere to strict quality standard. As you can see here, this for the Unisem company, this table is to show that the 5 years financial highlights. As you can see here, the previous year 2023 they earned a revenue about 1.4 billion ringgit. The profit after tax is about 81 million ringgit. But if we want to compare about the previous year of the 5 years, we can see that the 2022 have more profit than the others, which is almost 250 million. That's conclude that Unisem has increased and stable income. For Inari Amitron, this 5 years financial highlight, we can see that previous year's revenue is 1.3 almost to 1.4 billion. The profit after tax is 300 million, and if we want to compare from the five years, we can say that same like Unisem, 2022 is the highest among its others, which is 550 almost million. So we can see the pattern here, which is from 2019 to 2022 it increased, but when it comes to 2023, it decreased a bit because the economic situation right now, many happen.
Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Nabil, UDE 220099, and today I will be presenting about the non-monetary information. First of all, market trend. Malaysia controls 13% of the global market for packaging, assembly and testing services for semiconductors, and it is the world's sixth largest exporter of semiconductors. Malaysia was a leader in chip making during the 70s, however it lost to Taiwan and South Korea due to the dominance of Samsung and the TSMC. As such, Malaysia wants to develop its own semiconductor industry beyond assembly and testing. Malaysia's new Industrial Master Plan 2030 offers a roadmap to raise the manufacturing sector's value by broadening the scope of products being exported. Foreign chip companies will also invest in Malaysia. Intel will invest 7.1 billion US dollar to build a new chip packaging and testing factory in Malaysia, which is expected to begin production in 2024. Germany's Infineon in July 2022 said it will build a third wafer fabrication module in Kulim, and Neways said it will construct a new production facility in Klang and is expected to start production in the fourth quarter of 2024. The second non-monetary information is industry regulation. Malaysia doesn't have a specific regulation relating to semiconductor, but there is relating to manufacturing. The Industrial Coordination Act 1975 governs Malaysia's industrial sector. Companies that are or plan to be active in the manufacturing business must comply with the regulations mandated by the ICA 1975. The government has unveiled a series of incentives aimed at catalyzing growth and innovation within the sector, such as tax incentives, to attract foreign investments. These incentives are outlined in several key legislations, including the Promotion of Investment Act 1986, Income Tax Act 1967, Customs Act 1967, Sales Tax Act 1972, Excise Act 1976, and Free Zones Act 1990. Key incentives available for companies venturing into the manufacturing sector, including semiconductor, encompass the pioneer status and investment tax allowance. The third item under non-monetary information is competitive analysis. Firstly, the European Chips Act. It focuses on investing in research and development to foster innovation and drive technological advancements in semiconductor design and manufacturing. The Act also calls for the creation of a European Semiconductor Alliance, which brings together industry players, governments, and research institutions to facilitate collaboration and knowledge sharing. Secondly is the US Chips and Science Act. The US recently signed the Chips and Science Act, allocating $52 billion in federal subsidies for semiconductor production and research. With a focus on limiting China's ability to dominate the semiconductor market, the US has collaborated with chip suppliers to secure over 300 billion US dollars in investment related to the act. Thirdly is China's semiconductor ambition. Chinese semiconductor firms have experienced strong growth in recent years. In 2020, China has captured approximately 9% of the global semiconductor market. Prominent Chinese semiconductor companies include SIMC, Yangtze Memory Technologies, and HiSilicon. These firms are focused on expanding their manufacturing capabilities and developing advanced chip technologies. Fourthly is Taiwan's semiconductor dominance led by TSMC. Taiwan is commanding more than half of the global semiconductor foundry market. Apple, Nvidia, and Qualcomm rely on TSMC's semiconductors. Other players in the Taiwanese semiconductor industry include UMC and MediaTek. The Taiwanese government has supported the growth of the semiconductor sector through policies such as tax incentives, R&D funding, and the development of the specialized industrial parks. That is all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. My name is Muhammad Radi bin Nazaruddin, UDE 220102. So I will continue on presenting about non-monetary information. So First one is management profile. A management profile outline the competencies, skills, and behavior and attitude that managers to have in order to get their team and advance the business strategy of the company. So for Unizem Berhad, they got Mr. John Jia Sintet, the chairman and group managing director. He, aged 74 years old, has been a key figure at Unizem journey since 1991, when he assumed the role of chairman. With subsequent appointments as managing director and group managing director, he has played an important role in shaping the company's trajectory. He also a barrister at law and member of the Lincoln Inn in the United Kingdom. Mr. Chia brings a wealth of legal and leadership expertise to his roles. Under his guidance, Unizem has evolved into a global force in the semiconductor industry. His strategic vision and profound industry knowledge have been instrumental in the company expansion, notably into Chengdu, China. As chairman of the Executive Management Committee, Mr. John Chia continues to steer Unizem towards further growth and success. So for Inari Emerton Berhad, they got Lau Kian Chong, the CEO of the company. Mr. Lau assumed the role of Group Chief Executive Officer at Inari on July 15, 2011 and later became the Executive Director Group CEO on October 11, 2012. He holds a Master of Science in Information Technology for Manufacture from the University of Warwick, United Kingdom, and a Diploma in Electronics Engineering from Tunku Abdul Rahman College, Kuala Lumpur. His professional journey began in 1991 at Intel Penang, followed by roles at KESP Sedrian Berhad Penang in engineering. In 1996, he joined the Globaltronic Technology Berhad Group as a senior engineer and climbed to the rank to become senior vice president of ISO Technology Sedrian Berhad, a subsidiary before transitioning to Inari. With over 30 years of experience of the outsourced semiconductor assembly and test industry, Mr. Lau boasts intensive expertise in leading OSAT operation, driving top and bottom line performance, and nurturing key customer relationships. So for the next non-monetary information is company strategic and initiative. So for Unizem, Unizem firmly believing in their core value, Unizem strives to become a leading global provider of comprehensive turnkey assembly and test solution. They aspire to be recognized as an exemplar corporate citizen through responsible business practice. This principle drives both the organization and its people towards achieving these ambitious goals. So for the first one is pursuit of operational excellence and quality product and service. And the second one is development of long-term collaborative business partnership with our customer and business associates. So for Inari Emerton Berhad Company, their strategies and initiative revolves around customer satisfaction. They prioritize delivering high-quality product and service to meet customer needs, investing in research and development to drive innovation, and continuously improving operational efficiency with a focus on expanding globally and adhering to ethical business practice. Inari aims to minimize its environmental impact while contributing to the communities it operates in. Additionally, the company invests in employee training and development to foster a culture of excellence and collaborate with industry peers and customers to drive innovation and access new opportunities. Through these efforts, Inari Emerton Berhad seeks to maintain its growth momentum, enhance its market position, and create sustainable value for its stakeholders. So that's it for me. Thank you.
On to the next slide, we go to financial ratio. So I will explain about the liquidity and the efficiency. So first, liquidity, the current ratio. As we can see here, Unisem is 2.581 and Inari is 6.750. So which means that Unisem has 2.581 current asset for every 1 ringgit in their current liability. That suggests that a strong liquidity position indicating company can comfortably cover its short-term obligation. So for Inari, it has 6.750 current asset for every 1 ringgit of current liability. So that shown that extremely strong liquidity position and suggesting that the company is highly capable of meeting its short-term obligation where it's available current asset. We can conclude that for the current ratio, Inari is exceptionally higher liquidity level compared to Unisem. Okay, for the acid test ratio, Unisem 1.8902 in liquid asset for every 1 ringgit in current liability. So that conclude that solid liquidity position, suggesting the company can meet its short-term obligation without relying on the sale of inventory. So for the Inari, we have 5.7209 of liquid asset for every 1 ringgit in current liability, and again that shown that extremely strong liquidity position indicate that the company is highly capable of meeting its short-term obligation while its most liquid asset. So we can conclude again, as we can see here, the Inari is a higher level of liquidity compared to Unisem. Okay, for the efficiency test for the inventory turnover ratio, for the Unisem we got 2.35 times cycle through its inventory. And for the Inari Ametron, we get 5.45 times cycle through its inventory per year. So a higher inventory turnover ratio generally indicate better performance. And as we can see here, it suggests that the company is selling replenishing inventory more frequently. So in this case, Inari Ametron appear to be more efficient in managing its inventory compared to Unisem Berhad. So for the account receivable turnover, also Unisem we got 4.2 days, and Inari we got 50 days. That's huge amount of gaps. That conclude that a lower account receivable turnover ratio indicate the company is more efficient in collecting its receivable. So in this case, Unisem collects its receivable in 4 days compared to Inari Ametron 50 days.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Ikal Razak, UDE 220174. So I will talk about leverage ratio and profitability ratio. For leverage ratio, they have two ratio, which is debt ratio and time interest earn ratio. For debt ratio, the debt ratio for Unisem Berhad is 20.17%, and for Inari Ametron Berhad it is 12.16%. This indicates that Unisem Berhad has a higher proportion of its assets financed by debt compared to Inari Ametron Berhad. For time interest earn ratio, the time ratio for Unisem Berhad is 66.68 times, and for Inari Ametron Berhad it is 199.38 times. This shows that Inari Ametron Berhad is in a much stronger position to cover its interest expenses compared to Unisem Berhad. This ratio indicates how many times a company can cover its interest charge with its EBIT. So for the profitability ratio have 4, which is gross profit margin, net profit margin, return on asset, return on equity. So first is gross profit margin. This percentage indicates that Unisem Berhad retains a higher percentage of revenue as gross profit compared to Inari Ametron Berhad, reflecting better efficiency in managing production costs relative to its sales. Next is net profit margin. This indicates that Inari Emmerson Berhad retains a significantly higher percentage of its revenue as net profit compared to Unicef Berhad. This suggests that Inari Emmerson Berhad is more efficient in controlling its overall expenses and generating profit from its sales. For return on asset, Inari Emmerson Berhad is more efficient in generating profit from its assets compared to Unicef Berhad. Inari Emmerson Berhad's higher ROA suggests that it is utilizing its asset more effectively to generate profits. For return on equity, Inari Emmerson Berhad has a higher return on equity compared to Unicef Berhad, suggesting that Inari Emmerson Berhad is more efficient in generating profit from shareholders' equity. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Ashraf Najmuddin bin Amri. My matrix number is UDE 220151, and I would like to present about the management profile for Unicef Berhad. For the director profile is Mr. John Chia Sintet, which is the chairman or group managing director. He is a key figure since 1991. The legal background he has a legal background as a barrister at law and member of the Lincolns in United Kingdom. Instrumental in global expansion, notably in Chengdu, China. And for Mr. Kwek Suan Hong, the Chief Operating Officer, has over 49 years of semiconductor assembly and test industry experience. He is a Chief Operating Officer of Unicef Chengdu since 2011. He is certified by the Institute of the Motor Industry London. And the sustainable practice, commitment to sustainable practices and governance. And second one is attracts investors valuing social responsibility. And so for the social responsibility, it ensures safe and healthy environment for stakeholders and operates with integrity, providing opportunities for the local community. And for the CSR, it adheres to Responsible Business Alliance, which is called RBA, Code of Conduct. And second one is ensures safe working conditions, respectful treatment of workers, and ethical business operations. For the diversified range, first one is offers water probing, grinding, device assembly and testing. Second one is produces various package types of consumer electronics, automotive, industrial and telecommunication sectors. For the initiative, it emphasizes continuous progress and technical innovation. It also makes significant investment in research and development. It is also specialized in sophisticated packaging technologies like system in package SIP and water level packaging. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Arif Heka Perezi. My meeting number is UDE 220245. So for Inari and Metro Berhad, for the 245 is Lau Kin Cheong, CEO. He assumed the role of Group Chief Executive Officer at Inari on July 15, 2011. He later became the Executive Director, Group CEO on October 11, 2012. He owns a Master of Science in Information Technology for Manufacture from the University of Warwick, United Kingdom, and a Diploma in Electronic Engineering from Tunku Abdul Rahman College, Kuala Lumpur. He has over 13 of experience in the outsourced semiconductor assembly and test (OSAT) industry, with expert in leading OSAT operation, driving top and bottom line performance, and nurturing key customer relationship. For sustainable practice, Inari Amatullah Bahar is commitment to strong environmental, social, and government ESG practice, which are the core of sustainable business. The company aims to embed in sustainability, belief in DNA culture, and business strategy. For social responsibility, Inari Amatullah Bahar undertake a range of corporate social responsibility for them to give back to society. The company has been recognized for its CSR effort, including the award from Financial Times 2018. For CSR, the company CSR initiatives include giving back to society, supporting community development, and promoting sustainability. For diverse range, Nadi Amatullah Bahar offer a diversified range of product and service, including semiconductor assembly and testing service, electronic manufacturing, and order relationship service. The company has availability in Malaysia, the Philippines, and China, and operate from modern facilities with state-of-the-art technology. For initiative, Industry 4.0 journey, Inari embarked on its Industry 4.0 journey in 2011, focused on fostering innovative and improvement in people, technology, and ecosystem. For energy saving initiative, the company has implemented various energy saving initiatives such as using energy efficient manufacturing equipment, lighting, heating, and cooling system to reduce its carbon impact. For strategic cooperation, Unahari has established long-standing collaboration with significant international semiconductor companies, including some of the biggest labs in the sector. That's all from me. I will pass to coordinate presenter.
Okay, so for the conclusion is through review of financial ratio and non-monetary aspect. So Inari Ametron appears to be more appealing investment opportunity than Unisem because Inari has a greater liquidity with a current ratio of 6.75 and asset ratio 5.72 and much higher than Unisem ratio, which is 2.5 and 1.8. So mean that Inari is better to satisfy its short-term obligation without relying largely on inventory lah. So for the second point, efficiency ratio highlight Inari remarkable performance. Also, Inari is a company has a greater inventory turnover ratio, which is 5.4 than Unisem 2.3, and it indicate superior inventory management. But in other hand, Unisem collect more receivable faster, with the turnover ratio is 4.2 days compared to Inari 50 days, like we said earlier. In terms of leverage and profitability, also Inari is outperformed, and because of that, Inari has a lower debt ratio, which is 12%, and Unisem is 20%, and substantially greater time interest and of 199 compared to Unisem is 66 times, and that conclude a reduced financial rates. Okay, for the non-monetary factors, we choose for Inari because of Inari expertise in radio frequency component and optoelectronic, which is critical in developing 5G and Internet of Things sector. So it positioned it uniquely to capitalize on this high growth market. Furthermore, Inari quick expansion and strategic relationship with prominent semiconductor company have strengthened its competitive position. So lastly, we choose Inari as a company to invested because of the superior liquidity, operational efficiency, profitability, and the advantageous position in high growth technology areas make it more appealing alternative for investors looking for strong and sustainable growth in a semiconductor business sector. That's all for me. Thank you.